So long as you believe that you need to be somewhere other than where you are right now, you will never realize your creative potential. We all subscribe to some degree to what I call the one-day illusion. And the illusion goes as follows. It's a limitation and a belief of, once I get there, then I'll have what I want. But the problem is, where does there exist? Better question to ask, where's the future? Have you seen the future? Have you met anyone who's been to the future and come back to tell you all about it? If so, I'd love to talk to them. Please let me know. So this paradox is twofold. Once I get there, if we want to talk about the there, there's two things that reveals. One is that you are not empowered if you believe you need to be somewhere other than where you are. And two, what that reveals about a deeper subconscious narrative is it speaks to this belief that I am not worthy, capable, adequate, or ready enough to take that action now, to be more of that person now, or to feel the way I want to feel now. And when you really start to think about it, it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of like suffering, the definition of suffering. This is what I really want, but I'm going to place a condition on actually feeling that way or being that person or taking that action because I don't believe I'm worthy enough yet. And it's like, be graceful with yourself, be compassionate, but take a step back to be able to really observe how wild that is, that we would do that to ourselves. And we all do on so many levels. We think that we're constructing goals in our life, when a lot of times we're just placing conditions on happiness, success, and fulfillment, which are all first inside jobs, might I add. Everything that you experience in life is an expression of what has already been cultivated within your inner landscape. So, to transcend this sort of one-day illusion, we also have to reconcile all of our future-based concerns. Because the future is this abstract place that we believe will solve all of our problems, but also the place that we put all of our problems. Because any sense of fear or anxiety or insecurity that you believe is a what-if scenario in the future is actually already materializing and having very real mental and physiological effects now. So we have to take all of these concerns that we cast out into the future, and we need to bring them into our awareness now and question the validity of them, because a lot of them are ridiculous. A lot of them have to do with the fear of failure, success, and judgment. And then there's some deeper seated ones that we'll get to maybe in another video. But if I'm concerned that what if I take all this action and it doesn't work out and I fail? So what? Yet we take that thought, we take that idea, and we feel the reality of that fear in our here and now. We experience that kind of crippling anxiety of knowing what it would be like if we failed. It would be devastating. I'd feel like I'm just not good enough. Nobody would love me. And we play this whole big saga of a story of inadequacy. And again, we all struggle with that. Be very graceful with yourself, but realize any fear that you think exists out in the future is with you now, which is paradoxically creating the very reality that you're trying to avoid. If I'm trying to avoid a future of failure, judgment, or where I can't sustain success, I'm creating the perfect conditions in my mind and body now to fail, to be judged, to judge myself, and to not be able to sustain success that I might create. It's a paradox of sorts. So before we start to take radical action in bridging the space between what is and what could be, before shipping our work, feeling fucking great about it, and feeling like we're going to really have an impact on the world, we first have to reconcile all those fears that are with us now. We first have to go into those what-if scenarios and really start to believe, well, Can I fully accept that if I do this thing, nobody will resonate with it and I'll feel like a failure, but that doesn't mean that I'm a failure? Can I accept that? Okay, I can. And peeling back those layers and bringing everything back to what is the only empowering place to be, which is in full acceptance of your life right here and right now. So when we start to transcend, or when we start to transfigure all of those future fears and really begin to look at them here and now, we realize that a lot of them, they're just purely illusory. How could you continue to give power to this fear of a potential future when you allow yourself to sit with it now and realize it's not the end of the world? And of course, there's some scenarios where some people really have to deal with survival, but that's not the type of person that I'm speaking to right now. I'm speaking to the people that, hopefully have a roof over their heads or eating food and taking care of themselves. And this is for people that are ready to step up in life and play in bigger ways and create magic through their creativity, share it with the world and have an impact. We all deal with these fears that are completely illusory, that once we begin to integrate them and question their validity, we realize that they don't have any more power over us than we choose to give them. So that's where you actually become an empowered creator. That's where you actually gain access to clarity, confidence, and connection to your life's work. So a practice that you can do is identify language that reinforces this underlying narrative that believes you aren't ready, you aren't capable, and you aren't adequate enough to do, to feel, to be whatever you want now. So look for the I wish, I can't wait, one day, I would have, I could have, I should have. All of those phrases are rooted in separation between what is and what you want. And that never is getting you anywhere closer. So the key is to bring those together, really eradicate those types of separations and those limitations, and begin to replace those essences, those uses of language with more empowering examples of language. I am ready and I am capable and I will do this now. It's not the bullshit mantra affirmations. It's just actually fully believing, not just saying the words, but fully believing that you can and will and are capable of living that life now, taking that action now, and being that person now. The inner elaborates the outer. So as a really ambitious creative, you have to really dial in that inner landscape first, really get confident and clear and embodied in just your potential as a creative, because that's limitless. And then from there, you will actually create work that has that energy of clarity, confidence, and connection, which is the perfect conditions to impact the people and live more of that life that you know is possible. So I thank you guys all for listening. If this was helpful, please drop a comment below and tell me what you thought. I hope to make more of these in the future. And we'll tune in next time.